Yes, I'm alive and it's live. I'm live, it's live. Flavia, greetings, David. Hello, buenos tardes. Yes, I've given myself the haircut today, the Flowbee haircut, and I've got the Flowbee here. It's down there, and I'm going to be picking it up and showing it, displaying it. Happy Friday to Chicago. Good to see you, Amy. Greetings to you in Detroit. I'm guessing it's cold out there. My friend in Cleveland just called me. We talked on the phone. He said he was walking around in some new snow. Greetings, Brad and Stephanie. You guys watching together on the same Brad machine today. Welcome aboard, Lady Jerry upstairs. Ed, you got your Flowbee out just in honor of today. Good. Mark, happy Friday, and also Mark, happy Friday. Double marks. I've got the I've been cutting my own hair for many years, probably since the early mid 90s, 92, 93, something like that. Oh, Sue, you're here. Hello. I got a text from you that said that you were going to be here for 8 weeks, and now you're here today. What a surprise. Freaky, this little game that you play where you say you can't make it, but it's very good to see you, Sue. I'm glad you could be here. And I got to call you and find out where you're going to be for 8 weeks that you can't. Scott, you had a taproom beer tender ask if you'd had a haircut, and you said, yeah, you did it yourself. You must be getting better at it. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sorry, that's a little noise from the Flowbee box. So this is my second Flowbee, which I purchased. Oh, I should cover my, you ought to be seeing my address right there. Although who doesn't know where I live now? So this is the second box that the second Flowbee came in, and it's I had the original Flowbee box has the picture of the guy from the original Flowbee ad on the front, and maybe I can find that. I mean, I can find it. I know exactly where it is, but oh, here comes, Lady Jerry's on her way in. So inside the Flowbee box are the little spacer attachments. This one is set up for the top. This is for the top of my hair. The Flowbee sucks it up into there and cuts it off. Sue, yes, they still do make the Flowbee. This is my second Flowbee. I just bought this one. It turns out I thought I bought it 2 years ago, but as with all things, it looks like this is from 2013, if we can believe that. I thought I bought it more recently than that, but it's 7 years old. Yeah, the original Flowbee I bought in the early 90s, and I just bought this one in 2013. So you can make these lengths whatever you want. So on the side, what I do on the sides is I go for this particular haircut, this haircut that you're seeing now. You know, you can. So this is for the top. This is this length on the top. And then for this side, I like this part that's right. You need another person to help you get the part in correctly. And then for this, I use this little angle so you can see it's a little longer on this end than it is on that end. And so that's what I use up over here, so that these hairs on this top part, I hold you get the part set, you hold it down, you get the thing on so it sucks it up and leaves this top bit just a little bit longer. And then for the rest of all around the bottom and below that, I just use the shortest setting on this. So this comes off. I'm going to get the other bit out so you can see that in a minute. But I just use this shortest setting clipped on to the base of the Flowbee. And this is the clipper bit. And this goes right here. And then for the top right here like this. And as I said, for the top part of this side, yeah, pay attention, Jones, so you can have the Jake haircut. Exactly. I got the second Flowbee because the first Flowbee, the hose bits were coming apart. It was busting apart here and here, and so I got the second bit. Originally, I was just going to get some more plastic things because they were busting out too. So I go here. You hold it on here, and the vacuum cleaner sucks the hair up into there. And I've got the vacuum cleaner here, and you want basically a vacuum. So this is the one I've got here. We just got this Miele, and you take the vacuum hose. So you got this vacuum here, and you hook that up to this end of the Flowbee. So you've got the suction going through there, right? Will it work on a Dyson? I'm not sure, Keys. You got to have that hose with the suction coming out, and then the other end of the hose. So that's one end of the hose. This is the other end, and then Lady Jerry's going to be here in a moment. But I've just got to get this.
I was trying to give you time to do the whole thing. Are you actually going to give yourself a haircut?
No, I've already done that today. Okay, so you've got to plug the vacuum cleaner in, and this is the design flaw. Oh, be careful, please. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I almost tripped over the fucking vacuum cleaner and went backwards.
And broke your ass in your tea kettle.
Yeah,
okay,
broke my ass for the 3rd time this week.
So this is the design flaw of Flowbee number 2. This cord here, which plugs in to this end of the Flowbee. So the vacuum's got to have power, and then the Flowbee has to have power. And this is not really very long. So you've got to plug that in. So let's get that plugged in.
There's not even room for me when there's a Flowbee in action.
So here, this is the noise of the Flowbee clipper. So that's the clipper in action. And this, I'm going to just turn on the vacuum so you can see how it works, and then I'm going to turn it off.
What a thrill!
So,
oh come on, mate, get it going! Don't. No, it's very quiet.
Turn that off, please. The heater is.
Yeah, you're really shouting.
So you can see the hair gets sucked up in there, and then the clipper cuts it off at that length. I've already done it, so it's not really cutting right now. But that's how it works. So that's roughly how the Flowbee works. Now,
super sexy,
Don,
right?
I don't have to cut it now, Don, because I've already done this in the house earlier. But that's how it works, and that's what it sounds like.
Was that enough of a demonstration, though, so they really get how the magic of the Flowbee?
If you want more of a demonstration than that, mate. I'm going to be traveling around the country post Varinus, doing comedy shows and giving people haircuts. I feel like.
He's going to have a side gig.
That's the only way that I can really financially make it work.
What's wrong with it's not. So it's really great that we got a really expensive, beautiful new vacuum cleaner so that Jake can Flowbee it up. I've got to hold it. This is uncomfortable for a lady with a busted coccyx. She's got to try and make it. Should we tell them about the movie we watched last night?
Yeah, well.
No, we've got to talk about Flowbees first. Oh.
Yes, Mark, you're right. This is class entertainment. It's all class. It's all class here at the Daily Briefing.
Yeah.
You don't get
That's
this
what we're going for, man. It's class.
Is Anthony Fauci giving himself a haircut on TV? No, he's not. I didn't even give you time to answer. I'm trying to save you time, not waste your time.
The heater seems a bit cold.
Well, you have to turn the heat up to here, and then it takes it a minute to get hot.
Yeah, I had a jacket on, and then stupidly I took the jacket off to come in to do the show.
Stupidly.
Yeah, stupidly. I mean, that's not like me to do something stupid.
Meters at the max with this haircut business.
Yeah. We've both had haircuts today. Jake's had you had a self-inflicted haircut.
I did my haircut. You got a professional haircut by a professional. Not to say that I certainly believe that I'm a self-taught professional at this point. And I have given several people have agreed to Flowbee haircuts, not recently.
Jake has always wanted to do a Flowbee on me, but you can't do this. What I've got here, ladies and gentlemen, you can't do that on a Flowbee. And I haven't done it or anything. I just had it. It was quick, and I met him on the front deck. My friend Eddie, and we did a haircut al fresco. I've been never warmed up all day. I just haven't been wearing the right amount of clothes, and I had a jacket on. I've already said this.
Yeah, well, it's good to good to hear all the
Don't
things
you want to know all the personal details about am I comfortable? Am I not comfortable? I think no. Trump does not have something as cool as a Flowbee cut. Trump's got a. What is he doing with that thing? What is it that he does?
Brad's suggesting I get paid for doing training videos. I would happily do a paid endorsement of the Flowbee. I feel like I just did a free endorsement for the Flowbee. Yeah, it's really quite good. I think that they sell now. I'm not sure what the price is, but Ed, I depend on you for a link to buy your own Flowbee within the next couple of minutes here in the chat. But I think you can buy the Flowbee now for something around $60-$70. And it's well worth it. I have to say.
For entertainment value.
But you do have to kind of observe haircuts and figure out how to make them. I've done them before too with just the spacer.
Oh, you have done quite a haircut on yourself now that I see what you've been up to since I've not been supervising you.
I've done them before where I just get the spacer and do this all over, this length all over, and you get sort of a Rod Stewart 70s era shag haircut when you do that. Ed's saying $140. God, that's gone up in the last. I bought mine in 2013. It wasn't $140, but even at $140, you figure, what do you pay for a haircut? $20? That's the cheap haircuts.
Yeah. So with 7 haircuts, you've done it.
You've paid it off, and if you're getting real haircuts downtown from a real barber, cops have found out about me cutting my own hair. If you're paying for real professional haircuts downtown from a real professional barber, you might be spending $30 to $50 to $75. So you're going to get five haircuts. You're all set.
Should I tell them how much I paid for this, ladies? What I
Yeah, Pick is saying, clippers are $22, but clippers are great if you're going completely shaved down. The Flowbee, if you go in for a little bit extra longer hair, you got to be careful with the clippers. One little false move and you can end up with a bald spot. And that...
Yeah, and then you have to cut everything down to the bald spot. I did that once with my brother-in-law. He wanted me to do the clippers and my sister wouldn't do it. So I was like, all right, I'll cut your hair, Evan. And I started, of course, right in the front. And it was one of those ones that if you pushed too hard, it went down a size. So he instantly
dug
it in right away, right in the top, right in the front. Yep. And then it was like, okay, well, all your hair's coming off now, mate. Sorry about that.
I let my roommate in San Francisco cut my hair one time. He was doing clippers and scissors, and he... accidentally dug the clippers into this side of my head up this high, so I had my hair shaved from here down, so the sideburns and all the way up to here were just gone. And I had that was when I had that job at the World Trade Club, which was swanky. The maitre d' came over to me and he goes, "What happened to your head?" He had a German accent, but that maybe is not as good of a German accent, but "What happened to your head?" And I said, "I let my roommate cut my hair." He made a little mistake. He goes, "You're not going to let him do it again, are you?"
Definitely not. Hey, so Rachel, what are our and I just want to say, Rachel, I saw on the grid ticket RSVPs that you'd bought a ticket. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and it's going to be a great show because Costella's great, and we all know that this guy is great, and it's the two of them. And I'll be there to say a little few things too, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that link is on the Facebook page and in the Daily Briefing chat. If you go there, you can find that. Jeff is saying supercuts, cheap and quick, and they usually do a good job. But that's the thing.
Usually.
With the Flowbee, you're guaranteed, if maybe this isn't a 10 out of 10 haircut, but you get a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10 haircut every time, and you know exactly what you're getting, and you can take it down a little bit and see how you like it, and take it down a little bit more if you want, and you are in complete control. So it's the control. So the money you save is one thing, but it's the control you have, and I, as you've said before, am control. I like to have control of my haircuts. And the problem is you go to a place and you get your haircut. Most of the time you get a decent haircut, but sometimes you just get the haircut that he gave the last person.
Yeah, and supercuts can be quite hit and miss. I went with a friend of mine once, and she had this beautiful head of long, curly hair, and she wanted her hair cut to there or to there, and she ended up with it cut to there, and she was very upset.
I used to cut my hair with the Flowbee even when it was super long. I had done some really long haircuts with the Flowbee too, because you can stack up those spacers so they're really long. But when you get it this long, you can't hold it straight up like that. You have to bend and go upside down, so your hair is hanging down into the clippers.
Well, I did tell you guys that Jake once walked into the bathroom with this really this picture of this really trendy haircut, that he'd taken out of a magazine in the days when we used to have magazines. I'm just going back because Scott was telling us about that movie, and I'd heard about that movie.
The Sound of Metal?
Yeah, and the guy ends up, he's a drummer, isn't he? And he ends up deaf. So, yeah, I'd thought about watching that movie, but I was a little bit nervous because I don't want to go deaf either, Scott. And I saw that, and I wanted to go back to that in the comments. But so Jake walked in with this really, hip haircut, and quite a difficult one, sort of, up in the middle or something. And then he walked out, and he'd done it with the Flowbee. I couldn't believe it. I think that was the best Flowbee you ever did, that one. I mean, this is pretty good, but that one,
yeah.
You take
Control yourself. Yeah. Control yourself.
I thought that was a nice compliment. Yeah. You can never tell. You know, you do your best with the compliments.
Brad says, great clips, $8.99 special. Yeah, I to be honest, in the last year, I've kind of got a relationship with a barber that I've gone in to see a couple of times, and I like his haircuts, and I like hanging out with him. And let's face it, I saved my money. I can spend my money now. So
It's got a good point. The cleanup with the Flowbee is zero because it sucks all your hair away for you.
it is pretty great as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's just in the vacuum
Yeah,
bag.
Julie, you did miss the demo. You have to go back and watch the beginning again.
Yep, you did. You did.
All right, so where are
Yeah.
we? Brad says, my dad's mostly bald. He would always tease the barber that he should pay less for less hairs to be cut. Yeah, the barber replied, charges more for searching and finding hairs to be cut. That's a sarcastic, mean barber. You got yourself a mean barber there.
Yeah, I would change that. I would get a nice. I like a nice barber.
I like a nice barber.
I love it. You know, Eddie is so sweet who cuts my hair, and he's also, you know, we have a good discussion about, you know, what's going on the planet, you know, country. He said there's that I've missed all the news this week about the latest star witness for the current administration. Apparently, she was really great, really great. She's a Dominion, you know, election worker. And apparently her testimony was just, I mean, it was on Saturday Night Live before she'd even finished. They were writing it.
Sue's asking if I have a Superman padded shirt on. Well, no, this is just a sweatshirt. But yes, as a matter of fact, I am really that cut.
Yeah. He's an impressive guy, Sue.
I've been going for,
as you know,
I've been for my polar bear swim today. I've been on a 13-mile bike ride. Oh, so the easy bike ride that we're going to take on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not going on it.
They're picking us up here, 8 a.m. pickup at our house.
Yep.
And then we're going to ride down to Bologna Creek and do a big loop till we hit the Expo line, and then ride back on the Expo line bike path. 20-mile loop, easy.
And we did 14 miles the other Saturday, right? You and me?
Yeah.
No, I suppose I could add. Well, if we came back on the Expo bike path. But Arthie says she's going to take it easy. Someone like me who's not on a, you know, carbon fiber super light bike. You know, my bike has been designed completely around the handlebars so that Lady Jerry can be comfy on her bike. And I did look at the little seat or saddle, whatever you call it. I was like, well, that's not cushy enough for my botto. But apparently I have to get those padded shorts.
Oh,
like
I have to say,
have.
today was my first day on the padded shorts.
And?
I like the seats on my bike, and I feel like without the padded shorts, I ride a little more carefully, and I'm more conscious about where I'm putting my butt, and I'm not leaving my weight on the seat as much. And so I'm interested. I feel like I like it without the seat. So Gary says every time he goes to a $14 hair place, he always comes out looking like Hitler. Even after showing them the charts and graphs and the inspirational video hair guy, hair the Gary way, then I go home and have to fix it. Yeah, Gary, that can happen. That can happen. Sue was wondering. Oh, I see. This is all talks about my.
Yeah.
Sue, you had a question further up here. Has
Spice,
anyone watched Queen's
eyebrows.
Gambit?
Yeah,
we have watched Queen's Gambit. Strong endorsement.
Yeah, we liked it. We liked it. What's the deal with the eyebrow and the ear? Oh, when you get old, men and their eyebrows and their ears. It's a bit mean. Oh, look at that cute picture of you, Jake, and the haircut. Yeah, those were some good haircuts.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a story about a haircut. But yeah, that was a pre-Flowbee haircut that you see there in that photo.
Keys would like to get a cut from you after the show, but he hears that apparently you've got to get licensed to do haircuts. Yeah, or else you do a black market.
You have to get licensed to charge people to cut their hair. But if I give you a comedy show, if you pay for the comedy show, and it may or may not include a complimentary haircut, and you can tip if you like the haircut, I think that who's going to arrest a couple of grown men of our age
what a business
in Texas
model.
for
What a business
unlicensed
model.
haircuts, Keys? Nobody. That's who. Let me answer that for you.
Oh my goodness. That is pretty funny. Oh my God. Bob's wife uses the Flowbee to groom the cats.
Well, that's
Oh, but
handy
she's
because
got a catty shack vac. Wow, the thing cost her a fortune. I'll have to talk to her into a Flowbee when it needs replacing. Yes,
Well,
because then you could also use it too, Bob. And between the cats, it could be
no,
your haircut.
they advise you on the Flowbee website to get a separate one for your. You don't want to be using the same one as your dog or your cat. And also,
What could happen?
I found, Bob, and this, you're a professional cat groomer, animal groomer. I'm not. But when I tried to get anywhere near my cat with between the vacuum and the noise of the clippers that the Flowbee makes,
Yeah.
you may get that thing near your cat once, but you're not going to be able to do it twice. I can
You're going
guarantee
to
that.
have to sedate the cat first.
The cat
You're
does
gonna
not
have to-
like the vacuum cleaner.
No.
Most cats and dogs do not like the vacuum
No,
cleaner.
the bunny doesn't like the vacuum cleaner. The bunny didn't like it the other day. I had Gypsy, the fat bunny, as you've all described her. Well, not fat, healthy, a little bit of chub. Sweetest
chub.
bunny. Yeah, sweetest
Chub.
bunny in the world. So I had her in my arms the other day, and I just thought, oh, well, I'll do this little thing at the kitchen sink. She freaked out, and I thought, first of all, it was the noise, and then I was like, no, because I think Fanula, when she was little, decided that Gypsy, who does a beautiful job of self-grooming, you've seen how white she is, our bunny, decided that she would wash her and must have put her under a tap, and the poor bunny, so now if she gets anywhere near running water, she, wants to, burrow into your ear, which she wasn't quite doing that, but anyway.
So Dave says my buddy made me cut his hair back in high school so that he could take the money his mom gave him for the haircut and buy weed.
It was a horrible decision.
Yeah, well, you got to be able to do a good enough haircut to convince the guy's mom that he actually paid for a haircut. And it's not like, and also, you haircut first, weed after. You got to get the order right.
Yeah, you don't want to do it the other way
Don't
around.
smoke pot before your haircut. Just FYI, that's what went wrong with my old roommate. Cut my hair and shaved into the sides. He was definitely high when that happened. We probably both were.
Yeah.
But VIP tickets for comedy shows are all the rage. Not a meet and greet instead of meet and trim. Yeah, absolutely. There's probably some hygienic reason also why I can't be giving everybody haircuts with the Flowbee. But again, Ed, the cleanup is a breeze, and anything that's bad on your hair gets sucked into the bag. It's not going to get on the next person's hair. Just give it a little spray, a little Lysol.
So if you had
after the haircut, you smell a little bit like Lysol because that's what I'm spraying.
Oh, so you mean if someone accidentally had headlights, you wouldn't be getting the headlights because they'd be sucked out? Yeah, well, it'd be good if there was something like... They should vacuum clean kids' hair before they use, those places where you go like a rock climbing wall and they all wear the same helmets. Remember in New Zealand, we came in with Fanula and she had bloody headlights from New Zealand?
I think
she'd had to wear a helmet that some other kid had worn and she was going to a birthday party and I was like, oh, God,
I think I almost had Jimmy talked into a haircut one time, but that never happened. But there's still time. He's getting to be a fine young man. Brad, as kids, your uncle was in the Navy, and would line us boys up and buzz cut you all. Yeah, well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. We're gonna have basic training day this Christmas.
Yeah, you're gonna have the look-alike haircut. So Rachel asked if we've got any plans. So there's a 20-mile bike ride that I'm supposed to go on. But I'm a bit scared of going for a bike ride with Arthie because she likes to really power it. And
she said she was going to take it easy.
For me. Who is it? It's you, me, Arthie?
I don't know. Well,
you
can get into a text with her to decide if you want to go.
Yeah, because I don't want to, I don't want to be the weakest link.
And you are the weakest link. This is why
I would actually be okay with being the weakest link, but you guys would have to just let me be the weakest link and go on ahead and let me do, go at my own speed. Remember when we went on the rollerblading date? You guys were asking how we got together. So the first time we went out after we'd met through mutual friends, we went to a dinner and that was very nice. And then the second time we went out, Jake said, why don't you come out to the beach? It's where I live and we can go rollerblading. And I said, well, I have never rollerbladed before. And he said, well, don't worry, we'll go down to the beach and we'll rent you some rollerblades. So we went down to the beach and Jake had his rollerblades and we got me some and we started rollerblading and Jake was really good and it was very sweet. He was holding my hand and it was kind of romantic and I was trying to do the rollerblading. But I don't like hard surfaces, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like them.
You don't like hard surfaces?
No. It's like why
Well, you really do need hard surfaces
for rollerblading.
if you're going to do rollerblading, yeah.
So what happened was I was doing fine and then I had an accident and I sort of face planted. Luckily I went off the concrete path and I got a face planted into the sand. And then I said to Jake, okay, you rollerblade up in front, don't turn around, don't talk to me.
And that is not the way you said it.
Leave me.
You go ahead and don't look at me. That's what you said, because she didn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, don't look at me, don't talk to me, I'll just be back here doing my thing. And so for the rest of the rollerblading date, we did actually go out and have dinner after we'd done the rollerblading. It wasn't just the terrible rollerblading, but he rollerbladed up in front. And then I never did get the hang of it, and it's sort of funny. It's like ice skating. I like skiing because the snow is fairly soft. I don't like skiing on ice. I'm not good enough to go, oh yay, black diamond, lots of ice, yay, I hate that. Now I just want to ski on the little slopes with Fanula and have a just shush. But it's why I like surfing, because it's on water, and I don't want to. I'm almost finished. I know I'm on a bit of
this was a rollerblading story, and then it was a
went into skiing and ice skating. What do you call that thing? Skateboarding. No way. I'm never going to do that. All those bits, when you have to have bits protecting all your bits, you know, I'd have to have a special bit to protect my bottom.
You need an ass hat.
Yeah. An ass hat, yes.
So Pick was saying, taking a vacuum cleaner on tour sounds like fun. You don't take you have the venue supply the vacuum cleaner. You just bring the Flowbee. So that would be easy. Second of all, who was just asking here about the movie last night. Gary, what was the movie we watched last night? Let's get on to it. It was
Don't Look Now.
Don't Look Now. Donald Sutherland.
And Julie Christie, 1973.
And do not watch this. It's free on Amazon. You can watch it. Evidently, Belinda was telling me there's some groundbreaking cinema work, things that now we see all the time, but that was one of the first times you saw those things. There is, if you're interested in seeing Julie Christie
and Donald Sutherland,
there's a pretty comprehensive love scene that even by today's standards is like, wow, this is very thorough.
It's very thorough.
There's one move where they're together.
Yeah, and
he gets his arm this way around her back, which is like, I don't know when that comes in.
Yeah, it was really weird. We both watched it, because they sort of do a replay of it.
It's like where you get there and now push me down under your arm.
What's that position?
It's not a really good.
We were like, what the? We've never done that.
Yeah. Because it's not sexy.
No, it's really not sexy, and there's a lot of stuff they do. It's really an interesting love scene because it goes on for a really long time, and it's quite. I wouldn't say super graphic. It's not porn or anything, but there are a lot of things in the movie, and this long sort of involved and quite detailed sex scene is one of them. And there are lots of things about it that are lovely, them hanging out naked in their hotel room and sort of having baths and brushing their teeth before they go out to dinner. I mean, it's really like you're watching a couple. But then it's also bizarre, and it's 70s, and, so when there's blood, the blood just looks like thick red paint. It's like, that's thick red paint, that's not
and
blood.
The love scene, you keep thinking, okay, that love scene's over, and then they cut back, they intercut the love scene with them getting dressed after the love scene. It's very, anyway.
Yeah, you really get your money's worth.
Once you see that, you can clock out.
Yeah, they've been in Venice, and you're probably about 40 minutes in. The movie is really long, but we're not going to rig Flavia, or we've got to see it.
Scott says omoplata coupling. Yeah, no, it's a little different, the omoplata, but this is with that move where you get the other person's head behind. That's just a good power move. I
don't know that it was sort of. It was funny. Yeah, maybe it was sort of like Twister. It was kooky. But there was a question back here that I wanted to go back to. Pretzel sex. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was a little pretzel. Rollerblade behind me, and thanks, Dave. He mentioned everybody. Okay, so Lady G, I'm to say hi to you from a fellow New Zealander, Doug Hutchison, who is with his woman in southern Leyte, Philippines, where video reception is does not work well. Well, tell Doug hi back and ask him where he's from and how old he is, and then I'll work out someone I know who might know him, okay? Because that's how us Kiwis work. We just
But that's for a little bit later. Ed's going to come down with his Flowbee. We're going to do Flowbee, and if we can get Clooney for a third station, we can do everybody. Listen, if we can get George Clooney on this haircutting thing, Ed, we're gonna make some real money. That's going to be more Flowbee haircuts. We're going to wear these Flowbees out. So this has been a fun show. We do have a fun weekend, don't we? We're going on the bike ride, possibly.
We're going on the bike ride, and then we've got
pizza party with the neighbors, maybe.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. So pizza party with the neighbors. We're doing very, because California, we're about to be in a very strict lockdown, and so we're doing things with people with only one other couple who can be 10 very far apart, and everybody outside, no inside. Even though I know our neighbor thinks we're being naughty, but I think we're doing what we've done the whole of lockdown, and we're being careful, but we're doing less than what we've done the whole of lockdown.
Well, we're probably naughty, but we're not going to the French Laundry restaurant to celebrate with a bunch of lobbyists, Gavin Newsom, and you can never live this down. How dare you tell me what I have to do, and then you're not...
No, I think he's never going to live down. Well, we talked about this yesterday, is now everyone knows he was married to Guilfoyle. The other thing is, the night after Gavin Newsom was at the French Laundry, the female mayor of San Francisco, who's done the most amazing job, who got San Francisco into lockdown first and was...
She was at the French Laundry?
She was at the French Laundry the night after Gavin. And it's like, you would think that, I mean, talk about liberal left.
This is how good the food at the French Laundry must be. You're risking infection with the COVID-19 virus. It's so delicious. Anyway.
Okay, Brad, this one's for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was sort of like the one I did on the phone.
Well, I just turned it on. That's the first one. First
one
out of the box.
One always... Oh.
It kind of cycles through, so usually I burn off a few farts before we get going.
Oh, because you want it to be really... Oh, Carol, yeah, that freezer truck thing is horrible. Oh my God, and the second one, that's total grandma fart.
All right.
I never do farts like that.
Carol says Rudy was farting today. Interesting.
Rudy Giuliani. But have I also told you that when we were on a car trip, I think I have, with the Lewises, and the Andy and Davy Lewis were in the back seat doing the stinkiest farts. I mean, who knows what? They must have had cabbage for dinner the night before. And Rachie, I was in the front seat, sitting in between Rachie and my mum, because it was a bench seat and there were no seat belts, And Rachie says to my mum, she said, "Well, don't the girls do farts?" Because my mum had 2 daughters at the time. It was before the rest of the kids came along. And my mum looked over at her and she said, "The girls do perfume farts." And so I went round for years telling people that my farts smelled like perfume. I actually completely believed it.
Spoiler alert.
Hey! Oh, come on, mate.
All right.
What about, that's not being a team player.
I'm glad.
You're supposed to...
Oh, God. It's just a joke. I love everything about you, Jerry.
I'm being silly. Of course I
do. You really love that? Okay.
I'm just doing one big long fart.
A little bit of an itchy. I'm having a beard scratch.
Oh, God, right. That chin strap. Hopefully that thing's not staying on.
So we'll be back on Monday with our post-bike ride show. And before we go today, I've got our Seize the Day from Benjamin Disraeli. Benjamin Disraeli.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Nurture your mind with great thoughts. To believe in the heroic makes heroes. And I believe that I'm not positive exactly what he's talking about, but I do know that you got to believe it to achieve it. The first step in accomplishing anything is to believe that you can do it. And so I believe that we're going to be here on Monday. Do you believe? You might not be here. You don't like to show up on Monday.
It was Rudy Giuliani, and he did a toot. Oh my God! Between that and the Star Witness, the Dominion lady.
If he could get the hair to drip and the farts is synchronized, I think the guy's got a chance on America's Got Talent.
So Eddie, the hair guy, said it was definitely my hair guy said it was definitely hair dye that was drippling down the side.
I was guessing it was that kind of baldy spray that you spray in to thicken up your hair. And then it melted into his hair, which is the same thing as hair dye.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't give up, even if your hair dye dribbles. Don't give up.
Yeah, just go with it. If it's dribbling down your face, just go with it. If you do a fart, just say perfume.
If you do a fart, blame the president.
Say Chanel number 5.
Oh, if you do a fart, let's do this weekend. Anytime you do a fart, you go, Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President. All right, have a great weekend. Don't give up. Let me finish this, please. Don't give up. There will be plenty of time to give up later. That's for my sister. She likes to hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
And now, would you like to do a fart?
No. I don't want to do
Push the button because I want to do it. Go.
Did you turn it off?
No. Oh, the battery might be dead.
Oh my God, Lady Jerry has done so many
Reg.
farts on the fart machine. Oh, and it's so
Anyway.
hot in here now. Yeah.
Mr. President!
Yeah, no, what would Trump say though if someone blamed a fart on him? Because he would get completely
He would
mad.
just say, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. That's Giuliani. Giuliani's a big farter. He farts all the time. You can't control the guy.
That's
Look
huge
at him.
farts. Huge. Me,
Huge.
me,
That's
I
the
don't
biggest
fart.
farts. I do the biggest farts. If I was going to do one, I'd do a better one than him, but he does the best ones.
Yeah.
He's the best one. By the best ones, I mean they're the worst ones. I mean, who likes farting? Nobody. Melania, do you think she likes farting? She does not.
No, farting is, along with Christmas decorations.
The only thing she hates more than farting is decorating the White House for Christmas.
Did you see the urns that she's got this year that make it look like a funeral parlor?
No.
Oh, they're so terrible. I mean, it's, I suppose, it's the end of the presidency, but they really do their urns. And, the only thing
Okay.
Anyway, okay, that's it,
All
ladies
right.
and
I
gentlemen.
love you. I think the marriage is solidly at 9.5 right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right.
I
See
think
you
we're going to
all-
have a great Friday night, don't you? Let's watch Don't Look Now again.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. See you all on Monday.